Imagine this. You're online trying to buy a basic Shein t-shirt, and it's somehow $45 after fees. Meanwhile, on TikTok, someone's selling a fake Chanel bag for $10. You sit there staring at your screen, wondering if you accidentally woke up in an alternate universe. Because honestly, at this point, nothing makes sense anymore. Remember when shopping on Shein felt like some sort of magical cheat code? You could fill your cart with 20 tops, 5 dresses, a pair of earrings shaped like croissants, and somehow still check out for under $100. Well, you might want to sit down for this. Because that $5 shirt, it's officially dead. In fact, Shein prices are already spiking up to 377% on some items. And it's not a glitch, it's not a limited edition collab. And it's definitely not because they suddenly started bedazzling everything with diamonds. Nope, everything is still the same. It's just the new reality. And the culprit? Tariffs. Here's the deal. In early 2025, President Trump dropped a tariff bomb on Chinese imports. A 10% starting tariff across the board, up to 145% tariffs on certain goods, including clothing, accessories, and yes, even those $2 scrunchies. And just to twist the knife a little deeper, he closed the de minimis loophole, the old rule that let anything under $800 sneak into the US without taxes. And you know who basically built their empire on that loophole? Shein. For years, Shein could ship your $3 sunglasses from a warehouse in Guangzhou straight to your doorstep. No taxes, no customs hassle. That's why it felt like you were shopping in the future. But now, every single item gets taxed like a full-blown import. Suddenly, that $8 swimsuit you added to your cart last week is creeping up to $30, $40, maybe even $50. And that's not even including the new shipping fees that are quietly creeping in too. Beyond price hikes, customers are experiencing longer shipping times. With the removal of the de minimis exemption, all packages are now subject to customs inspections, leading to significant delays. Reports indicate that packages are piling up at U.S. customs facilities, causing confusion and extended wait times for deliveries. The abrupt policy changes have overwhelmed customs operations, resulting in backlogs and uncertainty about the new procedures. Some logistics providers have even temporarily halted shipments from China to the U.S. to adapt to the new regulations. Temu, Shein's primary competitor, is also adjusting to the new tariffs by adding import charges and increasing shipping fees. However, Shein's focus on ultra-affordable fashion means its customer base feels the impact more acutely. The era of filling your cart with dozens of items for a minimal total is ending. For many American shoppers, especially those who relied on Shein for budget-friendly fashion, this shift is more than an inconvenience. It's a significant change in their shopping experience. Bottom line, the Shein era of ultra-cheap everything is ending. And for millions of American shoppers, especially women who depended on it for affordable fashion, kids' clothes, quick vacation hauls, this is not just inconvenient, it's personal. So now that Shein's no longer your secret weapon for $8 vacation dresses and $5 brunch tops, what does that actually mean for us, the shoppers? Because it's one thing to talk about tariff increases in theory. It's another thing when your cart total starts giving you heart palpitations. For the last few years, shopping on Shein felt like a guilt-free shopping spree. You could grab 15 tops, 3 dresses, and a pair of sandals for what you'd usually pay for a single pair of jeans at a department store. And honestly, for a lot of people, especially women on a budget, students, moms buying fast-growing kids' clothes, it wasn't just fun, it was survival. But now, those $6 basic tees are creeping up to $20, $25. Those $12 sundresses? Try $40, maybe even $50 once you add in the new import taxes and shipping fees. And suddenly, Shein's biggest selling point, extreme affordability, is gone. Last year, you could fill your cart with 25 items for under $150. Today, that same cart could easily cost you $400 or more. And that's if your order even gets through customs without delays or extra hidden charges. And that's if you don't mind waiting 3 to 5 weeks for it to show up, because shipping is officially moving slower than a Sunday morning hangover. Thanks again, customs bottlenecks. And let's not forget, this isn't happening in a vacuum. The cost of living in America was already skyrocketing before the tariffs. Groceries, upper, rent, upper, gas. You practically need a loan for a full tank. And now, even your discount shopping escape, your treat yourself haul, has been priced out of reach. This isn't just a first world problem about fast fashion. It's another gut punch for middle class and lower income Americans already squeezed by inflation from every direction. A $3 phone case now costs $12. A $15 cardigan you used to toss into your cart without thinking? Now it's pushing $50. And that's before shipping fees sneak in. And if you're lucky, it might actually arrive before you forget why you ordered it in the first place. Here's the brutal irony. The people who needed Shein the most, the ones who stretched their dollars furthest, are the ones getting hit the hardest by these new price hikes. Because when luxury shoppers pay 20% more, they grumble. But when everyday families have to pay 300% more for basic clothes, that's not annoying, that's devastating. So the Shein we once knew, the land of $5 tanks and endless hauls, is basically crumbling under the weight of tariffs, customs chaos, and sky-high shipping fees. But if you think Shein is just going to sit back and watch it happen, think again. Because right now, they're scrambling. Behind the scenes, Shein is basically throwing everything but the kitchen sink at this problem. First move? They're trying to move suppliers out of China, shifting production to places like Vietnam, Bangladesh, and Turkey. But here's the reality check. You don't just pick up a billion-dollar operation and move it overnight. It takes years to build new supply chains, years to find factories, years to negotiate contracts, years to get the same low costs they had in China. And in the meantime, prices stay high, shipping stays slow, and customers stay frustrated. Second move? Shein is testing bulk shipping methods. Instead of sending one cheap phone case directly from Guangzhou to your mailbox, they're trying to bulk ship massive pallets of goods into the US first, clearing customs all at once, and then delivering domestically. It sounds smart in theory, but in practice, it means less selection for shoppers, longer restocking times, and even more warehouse costs they'll eventually pass on to, guess who, you. Meanwhile, Temu is trying the same tricks. But remember, Temu isn't as reliant on fashion and probably has its very own problems. Shein's entire brand depends on offering 10,000 new styles every week for pennies. Without dirt cheap prices and fast shipping, Shein starts looking a whole lot like everyone else. And in 2025, being just another online store isn't a winning strategy. So what happens next? For shoppers like us? Honestly, it's a weird new world out there. Because now buying clothes online at Shein might actually cost you more than just walking into TJ Maxx and shopping in person. Yep. That $40 Shein cardigan? You could probably find a better one at TJ Maxx for $29.99. And you won't even have to wait 6 weeks wondering if it'll arrive smelling like a tire factory. Crazy, right? We used to laugh about how cheap fast fashion was. Now we're comparing it to brick-and-mortar discount stores. And the discount stores are winning. And here's the kicker. It's getting more expensive just to buy basic day-to-day clothes. You know, socks, t-shirts, a blouse that doesn't disintegrate in the washing machine. Meanwhile, over on TikTok, Chinese manufacturers are out here selling luxury handbags for $10 like it's a yard sale. How is that even fair? I can't afford a $20 Shein top anymore, but somehow I can score a fake Chanel bag for the price of a Starbucks latte? Make it make sense. So yeah, in 2025, your budget wardrobe is under attack. But if you ever need a suspiciously affordable Birkin, you're set. Maybe the real flex in the future won't be who has the most trendy clothes. It'll be who can still afford a full outfit without needing a second mortgage. Because in the new era of tariffs, slow shipping, and ballooning prices, the real luxury might not be owning more. It might just be owning less. But better. They told us tariffs would fix the economy. Instead, we can't afford socks. But we can afford fake Birkins. Honestly, iconic.